Happy New Year, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to 2018. I got to see a few movies over the holiday, so I'm going to start the new year with my review of All the Money in the World, directed by Ridley Scott. If you don't know, in 1973, a man named John Paul Getty was the richest man in the world. He owned an oil empire that circled the globe, and he was a bajillionaire. In that year, in 1973, his grandson was abducted from on holiday in Rome, Italy, and put up for ransom for $17 million. John Paul Getty famously refused to pay the ransom. It created a lot of controversy. Everyone around the world knew about it. And this movie is based on the story of that abduction, the Getty's refusal to pay the ransom, and all the things that fill in to the ultimate resolution of the situation. Christopher Plummer plays John Paul Getty. He sort of infamously replaced Kevin Spacey during post-production due to some sexual misconduct allegations, unfortunately. But I really think the movie worked out for the better, even though I do really like Kevin Spacey. But Christopher Plummer gives an incredible performance in this movie, and he's really sort of the main character for the first 40 minutes, which surprised me. And like he's in the whole movie, obviously, but it focuses on him quite a bit for sort of the first third. And Christopher Plummer is ruthless, and like he gives a fantastic performance. And I really can't put that into enough words. I feel like I said it a lot this year, but another older actor has turned in one of the finest performances of their entire career in 2017, and that's pretty fantastic in my opinion. By the way, Christopher Plummer is 88 years old, and he gives this incredible performance. That's a big deal. Most people aren't still working at that age, and Christopher Plummer is still working and still being awesome at it. Michelle Williams plays the mother of John Paul Getty III. Did I say that? John Paul Getty III was the grandson who was abducted. John Paul Getty I is the oil magnate with the bajillion dollars. And Michelle Williams plays Abigail Getty, who is John Paul III's mother, and she also gives a great performance. I really liked Michelle Williams in the past. She gave a great performance last year with Manchester by the Sea. I also really like her in My Week with Marilyn, where she plays Marilyn Monroe. Really great movie if you haven't seen it. She's distressed, and she shows a lot of range in this movie and a lot of very difficult emotional material, and she's believable through every minute. It's really impressive. Uh, Unfortunately, like the trailers kind of push Mark Wahlberg as the main character here, which I don't think really think that's the case. He's just sort of the big name, popular actor in the movie for 2017. He's the most famous one, basically. But he's really ultimately forgettable. He doesn't do a whole lot. He's an employee of John Paul Getty I, who sort of takes care of some of his affairs that are not not exactly good. It's difficult to say. What he is a famous or a former CIA agent who just has some skills and some contacts that make him useful when certain complicated jobs come up. But Mark Wahlberg doesn't really do much, and to be fair, he isn't given a whole lot by the script. But he's not great here. It's kind of disappointing. One thing that did not disappoint, Ridley Scott really turned in a great film here. His directing is fantastic. Even with Mark Wahlberg scenes, they're not bad. They're just with competent direction, it still works. And the movie is the lighting is kind of murky. It's really dark, but the cinematography is simple and really straightforward to show you the feelings of these characters as simply as possible. Simple isn't a bad thing by any means. It works to great effect here. Ridley Scott has turned in a great movie, probably my favorite Ridley Scott movie in a long time, like maybe since Black Hawk Down, and that was 2001, maybe 2002. It's 15, 16 years ago. And Ridley Scott has turned in a great film here. It's the best in years. It is a little, it follows the events of the kidnapping, and you can look it up on Wikipedia, basically what happened. So it kind of follows the basic outline of what you may or may not know already. The movie messes with timing of specific events for dramatic effect, but in general, if you know what happened to John Paul III, then you know what happens in the movie. But there's a lot of really great dialogue that obviously we as the public weren't privy to. The editing is quick and quippy, and it's all around a really well put together film. I'm really glad I got a chance to see it, especially if you like thrillers. Definitely check out All the Money in the World, directed by Ridley Scott. Thanks, guys. Have a happy new year. Hoping to have some other reviews up for you in the next couple of days. Thank you very much. Have a good one.